Okay, HadesOmega here. I got another ADV rider tip video. This video I'm doing today is on helmets. Well, more specifically, dual sport helmets. But here I got like 3 different helmets, and I'm gonna talk to you about dual sport helmets. Dual sport helmets and goggles is the focus of this rider tip today. So I got here 3 of my helmets. This is one of my old THH dirt bike helmet. It's a uber cheap helmet, but you know, it gets the job done. And this is a HJC dirt bike helmet, and this is my K-Berg Tour Max. So you've probably seen me use this one a whole lot. Because this is a dual sport helmet. It has multiple uses. So I pretty much use this helmet for like everything. Yes, so anyway, this is my K-Berg Tour Max here. So I want to talk to you about it. Dual sport helmets. So a dual sport helmet is much like a dual sport. It's good at many things, but it's not good at like a specific task. So like a dual sport helmet is better than on the street than it is than a dirt helmet. And it's better in the dirt than it is on the street helmet, but it's not good at either one, you know, type of thing. It a dual sport helmet kind of has to, you know, features are like that of, you know, a street bike helmet and a dirt bike helmet put together. So here you got the peak here. So this is so like if you're riding into the sun, you can just kind of tilt your head down, you know, and get that out of the, you know, get the glare out of your face. So, but there are many different dual sport helmets, and they have, you know, their emphasis is more either towards dirt or street. In my opinion, the K-Berg helmet, the K-Berg Tour Max is it's good, it's a good all-around helmet. It has a couple flaws, but you know, I'm willing to live with them. And it's an awesome looking helmet. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It's Italian. Anyway, so and I wanted to talk about goggles. So we'll get into the goggles. Why you would wear goggles with your dual sport helmet, or just a dirt bike helmet in general. So the 2 main helmets that I use right now are this one and this one. When I go dirt biking, this is the one that I use for dirt biking. So why HadesOmega would you still use a dirt bike helmet? Well, a dirt bike helmet has very good ventilation, and my poor K-Berg Tour Max does not have the best ventilation in the world. So if I'm doing a lot of, you know, strenuous riding, you know, that's making me sweat a lot, you know, I'm probably going to want to use this helmet. The ventilation on the Tour Max is not that good. Now that may be different for other helmets. I like the AFX helmets are actually, they flow just as good as a dirt bike helmet. But yeah. So and then there's the goggles thing. But what makes this a dual sport helmet is, yeah, it has a peak. You can take it off. This is actually also a modular helmet. If you push this button and pull up on the chin bar, it'll move up. This is like the first ever modular dual sport helmet ever in the world. But there's a couple out now that are like this. Also, this has a sunshade. You can kind of see there. You can see it right there. Peekaboo, peekaboo. So yeah. So its ventilation is okay, but the features of a dual sport helmet are, yeah, it's got the peak, but it's still a peak. They call it a peak or it's just a sun visor. It still has a face shield, unlike the dirt bike helmet, no face shield. And this one comes with a sun shield. Not a lot of dual sport helmets come with that feature, but that's one of the main reasons I purchased this helmet. And they have a enlarged eye port, big enough to put goggles in. But this particular dual sport helmet is not the biggest eye port. You see how big the eye port is on this HJC helmet and a THH helmet. Very big, very big. And so yeah, that is one of the features of the dual sport helmet, is that you can use goggles with your helmet. And why would you want to use goggles with our helmet? You know, we got a face shield. It's protect your eyeballs, right? Yes, it is. But I tell you now, for the Trans-America Trail, like once I hopped on the Trans-America Trail, I'd say 90% of the time I wore my goggles. So these are Moose goggles. These are actually youth goggles. So that is one of the drawbacks to a lot of these dual sport helmets. Dual sport helmets, they're kind of like, it's just a street bike helmet that is kind of like they added stuff on it to make it like a dirt bike helmet, sort of, kind of. This is a more street oriented dual sport helmet. I don't know, I have one anymore, but the AFX helmets are a lot like it. It's basically a dirt bike helmet that has street bike features, but like, yeah. Also, dual sport helmet, or at least street bike helmets, are more aerodynamic, so you're going to be going faster speeds in them, and they should be quieter. This one is okay. It's not terrible on the noise, but it's not the best. It's not the quietest helmet in the world. But and its ventilation isn't very good. It's okay. But anyway, so why would you want to wear goggles? Well, goggles with goggles, all the air goes into the helmet. It just covers up your eyes, or more like it seals your eyeballs up. So why would you want to do that? Well, yeah, you get more ventilation, so you're not going to overheat as much. So that's one of the reasons I wore goggles when I'm riding on the Trans-America Trail, is because, like, you know, you get better airflow, and some of the places I rode were like 90 to 100 plus degrees, you know. So I wanted to get as much ventilation to my face, to my head as possible, you know. Also, dust and sand. The reason you wear goggles is to keep dust and sand out of your eyeballs, because even if you have the face shield down, you know, it can still get underneath. You know, sometimes it doesn't seal very well. You know, for any variety of reasons. Also, they're easier to clean. So yeah, dirt could still get under, and it could get trapped underneath the face shield. So goggles, that doesn't happen. They're sealed. They're sealed around your face, so you won't get dirt underneath. You'll get dirt on top, but it's a simple task to just get your hand, your glove, just wipe it, and it'll be clear, you know. Whereas this is harder to clean, you know. You may be able to clean the outside, but the inside, it would be harder to clean. At least on this helmet it is. So that's one of the reasons to wear goggles. Another reason to wear goggles are the lenses. So the lenses are more easily replaceable, and they're cheaper on goggles. I don't know. I don't have, these aren't like the most uber expensive goggles, you know, ever. I didn't pay. I don't think these are. You can probably get these for $20 or $30 goggles, you know. But yeah. So like I said, these are youth goggles, so they can fit in my helmet. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic from where I was trying to make a point. But yeah, if you were, let's say you were riding in the forest and there's like a lot of branches and stuff everywhere. Well, like, I would much rather get this all scratched and crack and whatever. See, these ones are cracked already. I don't know how they cracked. I think a bug hit all the bugs that were hitting my helmet. It made it crack eventually. I hit some bugs at like really high speeds on the tat. But anyway, yeah. So would you rather have your, you know, a face shield? Face shield is what? Face shields cost anywhere from maybe like $20 to $40, $50, something around there. So and you know, one time I was riding in the forest. It was pretty. There was a lot of branches around, and I scratched my face shield, and you know, that's like $40 face shield, you know, and you can't take the scratches off, you know. So you know, I would rather sacrifice a lens, goggle lens, which is probably like $10 or $20, compared to a face shield, you know. And it's just, you know, it's just as strong. yeah, I highly recommend you ride. You ride with some kind of eye protection. Don't not ride with eye protection. Definitely want to keep stuff out of your eyeballs. Yeah. So this one has this has a sun shield. Sometimes I ride with just this to get better ventilation, but stuff will still go underneath and get in your eyeballs. So that won't happen with these. So dust and sand. That's the reason you would wear goggles and like tree branches and stuff. I would rather crack or scratch or break or whatever this lens. It's much cheaper than replacing, a nice face shield. Yeah, and you can replace. You can easily carry extra lens with you, a goggle lens. That's one thing I wish I did on the Transamerica Trail, is I carried a spare goggle lens with me. Because I cracked this one. I didn't think I was going to do that, but it just happened. So it's a lot easier to carry one of these than one of these, it's much bigger. It's an odd shape, This basically folds flat, like probably takes about the same space as a map. Yeah. So also, let me go back to the topic of the eye ports. Yeah, so some dual sport helmets have small eye ports. So the way I got around that is to this goggle will not fit in here, or like a regular adult goggle won't fit in here, or it will, but it won't fit very well. So these are youth goggles. It doesn't quite look it. I guess maybe it's for like young adults, goggles, not quite children. Because I've seen much smaller goggles before, but these ones still fit me fine, and they fit in the eye port. That's why I like them. All right, so we've kind of beaten the topic of goggles to death here. Also, these goggles have what you call a quick strap. You can take them on and off. That's one of the annoying things about goggles is they're hard to put on. I mean, it's an extra piece of equipment you got to put on while you're riding. What I do with these goggles is I'll pull them out and I'll keep them on the chin strap here. That way I'm not like fucking peeling it off of my helmet every time I take it off. So that's how I do. But I don't recommend leaving it on there for like extended periods, because the strap will it'll start to stretch. But an alternative to that, if you don't like putting the goggles on and off, is a quick strap like this. So this has a Velcro here, and then like you stick there's a very like strong, it just has a strong adhesive, and it sticks onto here, and there's like a what do you call this, it's like a peg. There's a peg it clamps onto here, and then on here this side is just a Velcro, and you can just peel it right off, and you can just let it hang there. If you're not using it, so this is, if you're going to use it on a dual sport helmet, you would probably, the best thing to do would just be to flip it around and put it around the back like this. Sorry, it's kind of, oh, well, I did it on the other helmet, but so it'll look like that. The reason I don't do that on this helmet is because I got enough junk hanging off of my helmet right now. As you can see, I have a action camera here, and I have a Bluetooth, and I have a helmet light right here. This is my helmet light for my dual sport helmet. It's awesome. I love it. Helps me find a campsite. But yeah, I don't want extra junk hanging off of my dual sport helmet. Dirt bike helmet, I don't know, and it looks kind of weird. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I don't use a quick strap on this. I'm totally fine with the way this is. It's on here. Also, on another topic of the dual sport helmet versus a dirt bike helmet. So another difference between a dual sport helmet peak or visor is this aerodynamic. So you can see this one has a lot of holes. The air just goes straight through it, but it's kind of flimsy. This one is more rigid, and it's a little bit longer, just maybe like a 1/4 inch longer. So it's dependent. It's very dependent on the helmet. So this one is just slightly shorter than this one, but this one is less aerodynamic. You see, like it looks more like a baseball cap type thing. Same thing with this one. See, I mean, you're going to be going a lot higher speeds. You're going to be going on the freeway 50, 70, 100 miles an hour. You know, I don't have any problems with going that fast. This turns into kind of like a sail, you know, on the freeway. So that's why. I mean, air still goes through it, but much more air goes through this. This is much more aerodynamic. Except, yeah, one thing you don't want to do is look straight up when you're going really fast, because that thing will just catch some air. Also, another thing with the goggles is if you did want to use the face shield, let's say you want to go on the freeway and you wanted to block like the wind because it's like really noisy, then you could just, this is all I do. I just put the face shield down in front of my goggles. I can't use the sun shield with my goggles on because it won't go down all the way, but that's okay. I have tinted goggles already, so it's kind of like you're wearing sunglasses already. So, but and you can get goggle lenses with a lot of different, you know, tint is what I'm going to say. This is like a very light tint. They say you're not supposed to ride with it at night, but well, you probably shouldn't, but you could probably still do it. It's not uber dark like this one. See how much darker that is compared to there. You can still see through the other one, or you can just use the clear ones. But I prefer to this very light tint is good. I like it a lot. And like I said, when I was riding on the Tat, this is what I wore for the majority of the day, you know, because it's just so comfortable. And like if I felt I needed to use the face shield, I would just, you know, put this down. Of course, it would be dirty because there would be dust and bugs and crap stuck on it. But yeah, yeah. So like I said, so the reason we have the dual sport helmet. So we'll just do a quick recap. The reason we have dual sport helmets is because you know, they blend the good things about a street helmet and a dirt bike helmet all into one helmet. It's got the peak and visor, but it still has the face shield that the dirt bike helmet doesn't have, and some of them do have this cool sun shield, and they have bigger eye ports, so you can use goggles. And the reason we use goggles are so we get better ventilation in the helmet, so your head doesn't get fried. It's better protection for your eyeballs from dust and dirt, and the lenses are cheaper to replace than face shields, and they don't get scratched as easily. At least I don't think they are. And they're easier. It's easier to carry spare goggle lenses with you than a spare face shield, right? And yeah, so those are the benefits of having a dual sport helmet. And the dual sport helmet it's not as aerodynamic. Like I said, it's one of the it's the trade-off thing, or what compromises is where this dual sport helmet is more aerodynamic than a dirt bike helmet, but it's not as aerodynamic as a street bike helmet because it has this peak here. It's good to have. You don't have to have it, but yeah, when you're riding in the sun and there's dust and dirt and all that crap in your face, you know, that's one less thing you got to worry about. You just kind of tilt your head looking down a little bit. And it's more aerodynamic, but it's more aerodynamic than a dirt bike helmet because you're going to be hitting freeway speeds with this guy. Ventilation, yeah, well, the goggles do give you better ventilation, but on the freeway it's going to be more noisy. So, and I don't wear it. But yeah, so that's another one of the compromises. It's going to be more noisy if you're going to ride with goggles on. If you want to quiet it down, put this down. But then, like a lot of dual sport helmets have that feature where you can like this. You can just put the face shield down while you're wearing the goggles, so that's good. But yeah, and then obviously you're going to block a lot of the air going to your face. You're going to heat up, so it's a compromise. But then it's going to be noisy if it's open. So that's that's what dual sporting's about. It's about compromises and finding a happy medium. So there you go. That's my ADV rider tip about dual sport helmets and how they compare to street bike helmets and a dirt bike helmet. Sorry, I don't have. Oh, I do have a street bike helmet, but I didn't have one with me right now. But you get the picture. So dual sport helmets and goggles, good stuff. HadesOmega out.